In the Can Center, Marist welcoming Fairfield into the gym for Senior Day this afternoon. You're listening to the Christo's pregame coaches report, brought to you by Christo's Restaurant. Located next to the McCann Golf Course here in Poughkeepsie, Christo's is your home for fine dining and catering. Alongside the Marist head coach Brian Giorgis, I'm Geoff. Brault coach team went to 17-0 with a nice win over Siena on the road in Loudonville. With the victory, the team hasn't lost a true road game throughout the length of the season. That is an extraordinary accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you. I really think it is. I think it's hard to travel anywhere and play in somebody else's gym. And to be able to go up there, hold them to 25% shooting, and come out with a W, and, you know, with a team that's really been playing very good basketball lately, I was really happy for the kids.
The team did a great job on Serena Moore. That's Siena's candidate for postseason player of the year, holding Moore under her average in both scoring and rebounding. She went 3 of 17 from the floor. Talk about the job the team did on Serena.
Well, I really thought our bigs, Kate Oliver and Maria Laterza did an outstanding job. They had 8 block shots between them. A few of them were her shots. And they made it difficult for her to get a real good look at the basket. Outside of the first couple hoops that she got, we started to go back to what our game plan was, and we did a much better job with it.
Speaking of looks at the basket, Eric Allensbach had a number of those on the perimeter, nailing 6 threes en route to a game-high 20 points, continuing a stellar senior season for Allensbach, who's proving to be probably the best player in this league.
Well, like I've always said, I don't know if she's the best player, and arguably she is, but she's definitely the most complete player. She does it on both ends of the floor. She does it unselfishly. She gets everybody involved. She does it with the intangibles. And, she's ranked in almost every single statistic. And if there's a better player out there, I'd like to see it.
Allensbach, one of 3 seniors, going to be honored before this game against Fairfield. We'll talk about that trio in a second, but first want to touch on Fairfield. The Stags, the team in the MAC that's given you the tough test in the league up to this point. 2-point victory against Fairfield at Fairfield a few weeks back. What lessons do you take out of that game that you hope to apply today?
Well, obviously we got to do a better job with our bigs, both on the defensive end. They run with a smaller lineup, quicker lineup, who can shoot perimeter shots, and they did. The one thing we did learn in that game is that we can go smaller. We can go with our mobile people like Kelsey. We'll have Emma O'Connor available, and we can match them up a little bit better in that category.
Taryn Johnson had a nice game for Fairfield in the first meeting this year. How do you hope to limit her in this second matchup?
Well, again, you want to try to keep the ball away from her. She got the ball, a few times in positions where she could do some things with it, and I don't think we swarmed well enough. But down the stretch, we did a good enough job in the second half, and we just got to hope we can do the same job containing their big 3 and hoping that the role players don't hurt us.
Team should get a nice lift because of Senior Day. 3 seniors honored prior to this game: Elise Caron, Erica Allensbach, Maria Laterza. Let's start with Elise, senior point guard, who in her final season under your tutelage has become probably the best point guard in the MAC, certainly the best on-ball defender, and without her, it doesn't seem like Marist would be in the position they are now.
I don't think we would. She just really spearheads our defense. She's kind of like our quarterback of the defense, and she just spearheads it with so many different things. And offensively, she's had a very nice, solid year this year. So if there hasn't been if there was a most improved player in the conference, she'd have to be right up there to get that.
And Maria Laterza, someone who has taken a big leap from her first 3 years to her senior year, becoming the first post off the bench on most nights. And her tenacity, her rebounding, and like Elise, her defense, invaluable.
And that's what she has brought us. She mainly brought us rebounding, which we need at both ends of the floor, and she's brought us some defense where she's kind of between her and Kate, it caused havoc in the middle. They've kind of been the aircraft carrier inside that. That's the last part of the defense people try to get through, and they've gotten a number of block shots or altered enough shots to be able for us to get rebounds and get started the other way.
It's been a running theme every time a Marist season ends. It's how are you going to replace player X? Fifi Kamara, Lisa Kresge, Julia Anbiani, Meg Dahlman, Rachel Fitz. The list goes on and on of great players that you've had to replace. And the next one in that line is Erica Allensbach, a do-it-all guard, valuable scoring as she is defending, valuable passing as she is tipping opposition's passes. This is going to be a tough one to let go and a really hard player to replace.
It is, but we've had to do it every year. The one thing in this job You know, it's not like the NBA where you can have somebody for a whole career. You know, it's 4 years, and we've had a wonderful 4 years with Erica. I still remember the day, you know, that she was coming. We had a real good feeling that if Lindsey Johnson came, she would come next year, and sure enough. And she's just been tremendous for our program in every facet of it.
Marist head coach Brian Giorgis, the guest on the Christos pregame coaches report. As always, thanks for the time.
Thank you, Geoff.
We've got more to come after this. Julianne Vianney's up next. Stay tuned. You're listening to Marist Women's Basketball on Senior Day against Fairfield. You're on GoRedFoxes.com.